to a special Christmas Eve edition of Beyond the Game on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. Sitting across from me with burst eardrums are Brandon Johnson, Dominic Arbolino, and Eric Fischetti.
Yeah.
Guys, do I need to buy you hearing aids?
What? Extra.
What? I can hear myself so loud right now. This is.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It should be a control.
I know. It's for all of us right now.
And wow, really?
Yeah, it's a little loud.
Well, the headphones are all the way down now, so you should be all right.
I think we're good
weird.
to go.
I don't think anything changed.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's weird. Sean, you might want to come in here. We're having some technical difficulties here, but we shall persevere. Number to call if you have something on your mind is 516-572-7440. And we got to start with football. On Sunday, the Jets will host the Chargers in the Jets' first completely meaningless football game of the season. With that in mind, guys, make your predictions.
The Chargers, all the way. Only simply because they have to make that playoff push.
Yeah, absolutely, no question.
That is a huge meaning to that game, especially. And when you're looking at it, I mean, the New York Jets, they're done for the season. You know, there's nothing they can really. There's nothing you could do at all in terms of with saving the season because they're eliminated from the playoffs now, and it's kind of just looking, just test out your players, but at the same time the Chargers are really going to want to win that game. They're trying to make that playoff push, trying to make probably the last wild card spot. That's what it's looking like since they're 7-7 right now.
Our program director Sean just came in and fixed the headphones, so Sean, thank you for that.
My ears are okay now.
Sean.
He's got to be really happy that the Mets signed.
See, don't worry, you weren't going crazy. Neither were we. We were just
no, it's all good.
We were literally just talking like this. It's okay.
It just seems so much louder.
But hey,
welcome
listen.
to NPR.
I'm Ira Glass, and this is NPR. Today, I'm going to sound like I'm talking at a coffee house. No, that's not me. I'm going to yell and scream all I want.
That is how you talk at a coffee house, though.
Give me a hot coffee. No,
I have been kicked out of many a Starbucks in my day. But hey, listen, I want to hit on the Jets really fast. I know you guys did a good job with it. This is the perfect opportunity for the Jets to start Christian Hackenberg, and they're wasting it. I mean, when are you going to play the guy if you're not going to play him now? And if you don't want to play him, then come out and say, the guy isn't ready, we're going to get rid of him next offseason. I want to see this damn guy play. I want to break the glass box around him and see this guy play.
And I think it's not fair to him.
No, it's definitely
and
not.
You can compare it to the Giants situation with Davis Webb. It's like, are we going to get a chance to see him play? I mean, it's just sad you drafted the guy in the second round.
I also feel like Hackenberg has never been given a fair shot.
Just the preseason.
No, except
and the preseason is nothing you should be able to that's not a fair shot at all because you're working with third and fourth strings that are not even on the team probably at this point in the season except for you. So, I mean, I agree. I think the Jets should, start him in these last two games. But I mean, Todd Bowles made it pretty clear that Bryce Petty is starting this last game.
So
maybe.
Awful.
Oh my God!
Who looks awful? Bryce Petty.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you meant Todd Bowles.
No.
They're both awful.
Good.
Nah, I like Todd Bowles.
I think he's doing a better job than the Giants situation right now. Of course, we just fired our head coach.
I'm
just saying, but
the Jets are guaranteed to finish with more wins than the Giants. Dominic, you made some money off that.
Yep.
Hold on, this is his third season, right, Todd Bowles? Right?
Yeah, this is his third
so
season.
Second year he didn't do too good, but
First year
he came back.
great.
He came back, tried to make a playoff push this year, but I guess it's the quarterback
I think
play.
for what the season was supposed to be for the New York Jets, I think Todd Bowles did a lot with the team, and he's also established himself with the locker room and everything going on with Muhammad Wilkerson.
Yeah, but congratulations, you finished with a 5-win record. That's not good. I understand if you finish 7-9 or 8-8, single-digit losses, that's fine, but 5-11 is not a good season. A 5-11 season should not save someone's job.
It's not, but the fact that he actually turned around that team when they were supposed to, they weren't even projected to win a game, I think that's something to look at in terms of what he's able to do with the young players, and a lot of young players are fending for Todd Bowles.
Yeah.
It's not like, it's just something that's happening. Even the players want him back. The most important young player
they have isn't performing for him, and that's Hackenberg. So I understand he's worked wonders with Adams and May. Demario Davis has looked great. He could be NFL Comeback Player of the Year. Demario Davis, he really could.
But you know what? I mean, when we come back to the Jets, because a lot of times during this year, Dom and Jacob, since you guys are Jets fans, it's not because of Bowles, I don't think, in terms of like fourth quarter situations. The players are not playing up to potential, especially the offense. I mean, you guys gave up some leads.
The Jets did let a lot of fourth quarter leads slip.
Fault,
but at the end of the day, that's on Bowles, though, for not getting these guys in good enough shape and in good enough condition.
I wouldn't say it's only Bowles, though. I'd also have to blame the offensive coordinator as well, John Morton, for the decisions.
Yeah, you can get rid of him, too.
Morton, too, yeah.
You can get rid of him, too. I don't have a problem with that. I'm not a big John Morton fan. I used to like Morton, but these last few weeks have really soured me on him. I'm not a fan.
I feel like it's just too soon to give up if you were a Jets fan. That's just personally my take on it.
What do you mean it's too soon to give up?
Like in terms of with Bowles and Morton. I mean, at least with Morton, we've only had one. The Jets have only had one season with Morton. But when it comes to Todd Bowles, I understand. There's been 3 seasons with him. But again, after I understand on the record books, it's not a great season with the 5-11. It's most likely what's going to be looking like. But in terms of, again, getting back that locker room, making the changes they needed to in the offseason, McCagnon and Bowles, and, again, just kind of fixing this team in terms of at least are looking like they could be headed in the right direction after the season. I mean, you see the production of the young players you have.
Especially on the defensive side of the ball,
Exactly.
He has done a good job with these young players, but the reality is I don't think they'll ever get to that next level under Todd Bowles. I think he's a horrible coach. I want him gone. I give him credit for handling Muhammad Wilkerson the right way. He's benching him. He's not going to play. I give him a lot of credit with that. But other than that, I think the guy is horrible. I'm telling you now, there's a part of me that would rather have Ben McAdoo than Todd Bowles.
No.
I would. I'm telling you, I would. At least McAdoo has a playoff appearance under his belt.
Yeah, but...
Yeah.
It's a tough situation to talk, about which one
and
is
it's
better,
not so much a compliment to McAdoo as much as it is an insult to Bowles. But speaking of McAdoo, I mean, maybe sort of speaking about McAdoo, the Giants will be in Arizona to play the Cardinals, and McAdoo will most likely be watching on his TV, applying
still
hair
getting
gel.
paid. Yeah, still.
His hair was so stupid.
Yes, it was. But with that in mind, guys, make your predictions.
I am not going to lie. I feel like it's a very Giants thing about them if they win this game. I can really see them winning this game, and I don't want them to.
And they almost won against Philly. I was almost right there.
And you guys know how I am about picking the Giants win or loss, but I had a few pointers down. I think this game they might break the 30-point mark since Tom Coughlin was last head coach. I could see it happening against the Cardinals team.
Arizona doesn't have a great defense besides Patrick Peterson and Tyrann Mathieu.
And Buda Baker as well. He made the Pro Bowl.
They don't have a good front seven, though. They have a great secondary. Horrible front seven.
Yeah.
And
it's not impossible.
A lot of injuries, too, this game. Collins won't be playing.
Landon Collins is out.
I believe. He has a knee injury, I believe.
Okay. And apparently JPP is going to play even with a broken finger.
Okay.
Good for him. I give him credit.
He's probably playing with the club again.
But he hasn't been playing up to par this year. I mean, he's been slacking.
Nobody has, really.
I think
with the exception of Eli. I mean...
It's Eli, Landon Collins when he was healthy.
Yeah, Landon Collins had an amazing year.
Yeah, that's why he's a Pro Bowler this year.
I was going to say, wasn't he the only player on the Jets and Giants?
He's the only Giant to make it to the Pro Bowl this year.
Unbelievable.
You got all these great players, you know what I mean? It's just sad.
If you had told me before the season started that only one Giant was going to make the Pro Bowl, I'd have said you were nuts. It's really amazing how the Pro Bowl shook out. Well, speaking of the Pro Bowl, the NFL announced the rosters for him, so I'll go around the room and we'll say what we think of them. Sound good, guys?
Yeah, sure.
All right, Brandon, we'll start with you, my friend.
Well, got Landon Collins. I have to go with him. He's like one of the best safeties in the league. I mean, I like the way how he's been playing so far. Drew Brees is another one. Especially with the Saints, they turned it around, starting 0-2, had won like about 8 or 9 straight games, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Saints
all of a sudden, they're back in the NFC South. At the number 1 seed. I mean, I think that's a great thing.
They're in a dogfight with Carolina.
They sure are. And you know what? Those two teams are. It's like when you match them up together, it's kind of hard because the Saints, they beat them in New Orleans, and then if they come back to Carolina, who knows? It could be the opposite outcome, So that's another thing you think about. Another guy too that is in this year, Jalen Ramsey for the Jaguars. I mean, that guy there is tough.
He really
he's
is.
Very gritty, on the line. He has great hands, great mobility.
Him and Blake Bortles going to lead the Jaguars into the future.
It's true. I like it. I like that defense.
You know what? If you're looking at the AFC playoff picture, if you were to pick a team to root for, why wouldn't you root for the Jaguars, a team that hasn't been in the playoffs in God knows how
They're
long?
a fun team to watch.
They really are.
And the team on the rise, the Bills, could potentially get in there, Joe.
They could. They absolutely
You
could.
never know, man.
I thought you were just calling Jacob Joe for a minute, but then I realized that Joe Ritter here at WHPC is a fan of the Bills. So I got lost for a minute.
I've been called a lot worse than Joe, let me tell you.
Buffalo Joe, shout out.
Dominic?
Personally, again, going to the cornerbacks, AJ Bowie, and if I'm saying that right, I'm sorry.
That's all right, yeah.
Bouye.
Booyah!
But and Jalen Ramsey, both of the cornerbacks there.
I'm telling you, they're
For the
problems.
Jaguars.
Yes, the Jaguars are, again, like you said, a very entertaining team to watch. Also, for the New York Jets, I'm kind of shocked that Demario Davis honestly didn't make it into the Pro Bowl. I thought
agree
he's,
with you.
again, one of the top linebackers in the league right now. So I was kind of shocked at seeing that. Robbie Anderson, I kind of understand. He's been, he had those, I would say, like 5 straight games where he played well, but other than that, the season's kind of been iffy for him. So I really wasn't expecting that. But in terms of Von Miller, he's one of my favorite players in the NFL.
Definitely
So
like Von, yeah.
of course he's going to make it there. He's been killing it since the Super Bowl. Tyreek Hill return. I mean, he's entertaining to watch as it is, just like alone. You can just watch him on the football field, and you're entertained. You don't need the whole of the Chiefs team. So. I mean, again, the Pro Bowl is something that is, it's always like lackluster when it comes to the game itself. But
but don't you get into it, though?
Yeah, of course. No, yeah. I mean, I'm such a big NFL fan that, I personally would watch it, unless there's like an other game on. Maybe then I'll turn it off. But in terms of if there's nothing else on, I'll turn it on. I'll check it out. Just to see the players that, deserve the Pro Bowl vote, actually get to play.
But let me say something. One thing I don't like about the Pro Bowl is like how they do it before the Super Bowl. I feel like you should do it after.
Yeah,
Does anyone feel the same way? Because I think that makes more sense.
Because then the Super Bowl players are allowed to play.
Allowed to play in it. They don't have to get injured. I understand why they're not in the Pro Bowl, but after that, when the season is done,
they would get injured
Super
in the
Bowl
Pro Bowl.
Champs.
Wait a minute, there's physicality in the Pro Bowl?
I remember the Sean Taylor hit like
yeah,
but he just got up.
That's right, I remember that.
Rest in peace, Sean Taylor, man.
Yeah. May he rest in peace.
See, I actually kind of agree with that because then there aren't so many reserves, like the Pro Bowl reserves. Because if you look at it,
Josh McCown's a 5th alternate.
I know.
How about that?
That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of these players,
if they get to McCown, they'll need a 6th alternate.
Yeah, exactly.
Eli Manning. No. All right, no.
NFC maybe.
I don't think it's crazy. I really don't. I would roll with Eli next year.
And
what were your thoughts on the Pro Bowl?
Honestly, I did feel like that, and just going back to Giants, I did feel like that Damon Harrison got snubbed. I really do. I do think that he's one of the best run stoppers in the league.
He is.
Yeah, that is true.
Landon Collins is a starter if he plays, if he's not injured at the time. And honestly, I did feel like that Evan Ingram could have made a huge push for it because he is, the favorite target as of right now, considering that everyone else is hurt. That I thought he could have.
But with Zach Ertz and Jimmy Graham?
No, I understand
and
that,
Travis
but considering
Kelce.
well,
that's
different.
the AFC.
Okay,
I'm talking NFC, but I did feel like that he could have made a push, being that like he's a younger player than both of them. So I thought that he could have made a push, but other than that, honestly, I get into the Pro Bowl, but it's not my favorite. And I'm going to call it an All-Star game. It's not my favorite All-Star game to see. Honestly, it's probably like baseball than hockey first. But you
put hockey in front of baseball.
I like hockey a lot. I really do, and I think it's very fun to watch.
And
I like the
baseball All-Star game best.
Yeah.
And with the NFL, they should do like a skills challenge for the football players. You like how the NBA does? I think that would be great. That would get the ratings up.
I watched the skills challenge in the NBA.
Me too. I like it.
Wait, didn't they just come out with one?
I'll even watch in the NHL.
I don't think they broadcast it though. I mean, it's on the NFL Network. It's on the NFL Network.
Didn't they used to do something like that?
Hold on.
I honestly don't remember. Well, while Dominic's looking that up, it's time for another edition of the Fantasy Frenzy.
On this player,
which I am terrible at in fantasy.
Yeah, you're going up against me in the finals of the consolation bracket.
That should be interesting.
Brandon, we'll start with you, my friend.
Yeah, hey, my season was terrible, but one thing I know for next year is that I'm going to definitely take it more seriously. In terms of my lineups, I have a lot of guys that are injured right now, which is not good. Definitely my quarterback situation is not well. I got Jacoby Brissett still as my starting quarterback and Kirk Cousins as a sub who hasn't played up to potential this year.
No,
and
definitely
you know
not.
what? Hopefully,
he picked a really lousy year
I know.
to have a lousy year.
It's true, and it's all good because I definitely this is something I'm going to build off of, and it's something I can learn from you guys. But definitely next year, I'll take it more seriously.
And I'll learn from Dominic and Eric. Don't learn from me. We do have a caller on the line. Caller, you're on Beyond the Game.
Hi, it's Joe.
Hey,
Joe. Hey, I shouted out your team, Joe.
Joe, how are you, buddy? You can't stay away from HBC.
No, I can't stay away from you, Jacob.
God.
What I wanted to say, nothing on Buffalo. There was a skills challenge last year.
Was there?
Really
okay,
cool,
true.
And no one watched it.
That just goes to show how little I pay attention to the NFL All-Star
Thanks
Weekend.
for correcting me, Joe.
Yeah, no, but it was actually really cool. The only dumb thing they had was they had like a weightlifting competition, but
like the combine.
Yeah, it was like the combine, except it was much more. Hey, I can lift like 6,000 pounds, and you can, and then.